I am from New Jersey, from North Jersey. Both my parents were teachers, but in addition, my mother was an artist working in clay and textiles, and my father was a math teacher, an experimenter, a maker, a man of many hobbies and interests that continue to this day. And one of the things I didn't appreciate until later on was just how much maker culture pervaded our house. I mean, people have come to visit and say, oh my goodness, this is the maker gene run amok. Same thing, I mean, a lot of it is we just can't stand to see rust happen or paint fade. And just driving around Lubbock, we looked at even good cars after 5 or 10 years, the paint fade. And it's the same in Tucson where we're located. It would just break your heart to make something artistic and have it only last for a short period of time. So we looked to what materials really last, and stainless steel really lasts. The materials we use in our custom LED fixtures really last. So that's how we chose stainless for Texas Rising. The artistic direction was to create, the idea was to create a piece that worked from a distance, because you always have to think of an art piece in public as, I see it from 300 feet away, from 50 feet away, from 10 feet, from 5 feet, and then I'm right up to it. And it's a different experience at each of those distances. So it had to be really monumental in scale and really have a strong presence in the North Campus Housing Unit. So that's the reason for a distributed series of sculptures, some of which are quite large. And then we wanted the experience when you're up close to be a little bit more personal, to have more fine detail to decipher and to share with other people and to discover. Both looking with your eyes, but then also running your hands over it, sitting on the sculptures. We don't officially say you're supposed to sit on and climb the sculptures, but when you site sculptures at ground level, as we do, people are going to climb on it. And on the opening ceremony, I think we had like 10 or 12 people climbing on the largest star. So that's a form of interaction with the sculpture that we certainly planned and engineered for. On one level, this piece it's a three-dimensional exploration of the star form. And the simplest way to describe it is that these are solid stars that are rising out of the ground. There are different stages of emerging from the ground, and the largest star in the center is fully emerged. And the title, Texas Rising, alludes to just sort of a feeling we've had working with many clients throughout the state of Texas over the last few years, that Texas really has its act together. On a detailed level, Texas Rising is really about the history of Texas Tech University. So each of the stars takes a particular aspect of Texas Tech. So modern research that builds on the previous agricultural history of the university, and even the siting and the land and the cotton fields that surround it. You'll see that played out in the imagery, in that we took this dot and dash pattern that you might see in a cotton field, where you see the rows of plowings and then you see little dots where cotton balls have been left on the ground. We've taken that theme, and that plays out in the wood and the smoke in the annual campfire. That's the subject of one of the stars. You see that in the plowed fields. You see that reflected in the beehive-themed star, and that beehive-themed star is also alludes to the place of a university in culture, and this is something that transcends many cultures, is the idea that the people who work in the university are bees. They gather valuable things from very far away, they bring it back and they purify and protect it, and so that the hive is kind of like the university. And I think that's a great metaphor for the creation, protection, and preservation of knowledge. So one of those pieces is that. And so for the trails of the bees, we echo that dot and dash pattern that you see in the cotton fields. So we literally take that pattern, and then we go from the ground through the air up to the stars, and you see the same physical pattern become air and then become outer space in some of the pieces. So it's an extrapolation from the agricultural heritage and the roots of the area of Lubbock, Texas, and how far it's gone, how far the university has taken it from there. There's also hidden messages in each of the pieces. And we've issued a little key to show the hidden messages. Each of the stars has one or two hidden symbols in one of the facets. I mean, they're not like super secret. You don't need the National Security Administration to figure it out. But there is a symbol that doesn't fit with the others, and there's a reason for it.